Hello and welcome. This is Archmage Faceless Opinion. Welcome you back to Skyrim Month, the series where we go over Skyrim related topics throughout the entire month of November. The College of Winterhold. I do not like this questline whatsoever. To be honest, I think this is both the worst questline and worst joinable faction in the entire game. Okay, maybe not the worst faction, but by God it is not good. I have many issues with them, so you may want to brace yourself, because I'm about to get super hypercritical and I'm not going to show this any mercy whatsoever. The first grievance I have with the college questline would have to be the story. For me, this is discount Harry Potter. What started off as a story where you're trying to learn about magic transforms into something else altogether. You become a chosen one who's supposed to prevent calamity, even though you're already doing that with the main quest, but whatever. Which leads us to finding an object of immense power, the Eye of Magnus. After doing research, quote unquote, you find out in order to have control over the eye, you need the Staff of Magnus. However, somebody uses the eye for nefarious purposes. Unsurprisingly, it was Ancano, the Thalmor advisor, whom upon first glance you know for a fact is extremely shady and surprises no one that he would become the main villain of this storyline. After collecting the Staff of Magnus from arguably the best dungeon in the game, Labyrinthian, you battle Ancano in a fight of magical supremacy, which you end up winning. The Psijic order takes the Eye of Magnus away, and you becoming the Archmage at the college, even though you only joined the college a short time ago and in reality should not be made in charge of it. It's like working at a grocery store for a week as a cashier, then randomly getting promoted to manager. I do not care that the Psijics believe you should become the Archmage. That is just idiotic, due to limited magical experience. If I had to choose an alternative, I would choose Tolfdir to be Archmage. Out of all the teachers, he was the most involved, and I think it suits him. But enough about that. Let's focus where things went wrong with the story. There are three issues with it. First, the underutilization of characters. There was a fair share of characters that really did not do anything. Like your classmates. They were involved with 2 quests at the beginning, and that's it. Or what about the other teachers? They literally do nothing. Hell, even Savos Aaron, the Archmage of the college, does not do anything. The only people who push the story forward is Tolfdir, the Augur of Dunlane, the Librarian, Ancano, and the Psijic Order. Leading me to my second issue, the inclusion of the Psijics. I do not like the Psijics, mainly because they make the College of Winterhold look like it's run by a bunch of morons. I mean seriously, the College of Winterhold is home to some of the best mages in all of Skyrim, and the Psijics make them seem insignificant. Makes you wonder why you don't join them, since they know more than the college, as well as take away screen time which could be used to benefit other characters, like the ones I mentioned earlier. To mention, it would bring in more mystery around the story. It would be better if we did not know what was going to happen, instead of having the Deus Ex Machina mages show up every 5 minutes talking about blah 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 calamity, blah 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 chosen one, blah 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 magic. Man, fuck the Psijics. Then the third and final issue I have with the story has to be Ancano. What is his motive? What is his goal? Yes, he is a Thalmor, and Thalmor bad, and that is enough for a lot of people, but that is not going to cut it for me. Besides, to me, he's acting alone, and we don't really see any Thalmor involvement, except for that one guy who jumps us after trying to get the Staff of Magnus, but that was near the end of the quest line, and was a one-time thing, so does that really count? For me, he is generic and forgettable, just another power-hungry megalomaniac. Not like we have a bunch of those running around Skyrim, or Solstheim for that matter, but at least with the others, they have an interesting premise. What does Ancano have? Out of all the antagonists in each major questline, Ancano is at the bottom of that list. Story issues aside, the College of Winterhold is lacking still, mainly because it doesn't really give off the vibe that it is indeed a school. There are only 3 students enrolled there, Braylina, Omund, and Jazargo. 4 if you want to add yourself. Where are all the students who want to learn magic? Where are the classes? There are a decent number of professors and faculty here, but what's the point in having them if they aren't actual classes? I mean, come on, the Bard's College is more of an actual school than this place. One reason for that would most likely be the size of the college itself. Is it just me, or does the College of Winterhold feel a lot smaller than you think it would be? I guess that also doesn't help that it is also located in Winterhold, the shittiest place on the map. Maybe if both of those were bigger, then maybe we could have had more possibilities to really expand them on the whole aspect of college. Take, for example, you, Braylina, Omund, and Jazargo went out into Winterhold for quote-unquote spring break and got into some mishap. That would make for a fun little side adventure. Not to mention, I knew there were some quests that were actually going to be implemented in the game, but got removed. Like there being something about students being missing, or doing something with the Atronach Forge, or do something with this Daedric Gauntlet that you find in the Midden. I think there's a lot that they could have done with the college itself, but I don't know why, but some of it was cut for some reason or another, which is really unfortunate. Now we get to my biggest complaint with the College of Winterhold, and that would be that magic is hardly ever used during this quest line. Wanting to learn and understand magic was basically the only reason as to why I joined the college to begin with. Now, I already made a video detailing the issues I have with the magic system as a whole, episode 7, so I won't recap what was said in that video. What I will talk about is how the college fails to build up or make you, the player, use magic more frequently. The number of times you do magic throughout this questline is few and far between. 5 times. That is the amount of times you have to use magic. Once to get admission to college, ward practice with Tolfdir, the trap you need to escape in Starfall, and 2 puzzles in a Dwarven Ruin and in Labyrinthian, which are so easy a 4-year-old can solve. Those 5 instances are the only time magic is used. 4 if you either persuade the gatekeeper to let you pass, or if you're far enough in the main quest, you can just say that you are the Dragonborn and get free admission. Another issue with it has to be that the professors there just sell you spell books and don't really teach you anything. Maybe if there was a quest or so to do for each level of magic, like there is for master level spells, that you have to do to get a better understanding of the spells, and when you complete it, you gain access to the next level spells. You know, actual progression. Like I said before, this is a place where you're supposed to learn magic, so have the professors do their job and teach you some magic principles, and make it to where magic is used more often in the story. I mean, come on, the fact that you can complete the entire storyline by using only a sword and can become the Archmage of the college is beyond ridiculous. The College of Winterhold is flawed. The story is generic and weak, the college itself is lacking, and magic is a goddamn joke, so it's no surprise why I dislike this one so much. If anything, I think this one right here needs a major overhaul. You need to change the story, make it to where you are learning and studying magic alongside your classmates, and then maybe, in the second half of the story, the Eye of Magnus gets discovered, leading to issues. Get rid of the Psijics and this Chosen One BS. We already have that with the main story. We don't need another one. And if you're gonna have the main antagonist, whether it be Ancano, the Synod, remember them, or whoever, hell, it could even be Savos. Just make it to where they are interesting. That's all I really ask. Well, you heard what I had to say. Now tell me, what do you think about the College of Winterhold? Do you actually like them? If so, then why? If you had to add or change anything, what would it be? Tell me in the comment section down below. Now if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and make sure you subscribe for more of that good old Skyrim content. Now until next time, I'll catch you all on the flip side.